From the moment we first craned our necks to gaze at the stars, humanity has yearned to touch the cosmos. And while blasting off in a rocket is one thing, there's something even more profound, even more daring about stepping out of that spacecraft and into the vacuum of space. It's a testament to human ingenuity, courage, and our unquenchable thirst for exploration. In this series, we're strapping in for a front-row seat to 11 of the most awe-inspiring and historic spacewalks ever attempted. We'll journey from the early nail-biting days of the space race to the complex and essential tasks performed on modern space stations. Get ready for triumphs, for near disasters, and for stories that redefine what it means to be human in the face of the great cosmic abyss. Hold on tight, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Picture this. March 18th, 1965. The Cold War is running hot, and the space race is a flat-out sprint. The Soviets have launched Voskhod 2, and on board, cosmonaut Alexei Leonov is about to make history. Imagine the tension in that capsule as Leonov squeezes into a specially designed inflatable airlock. Every hiss of escaping air, every clunk of metal is amplified in the silence of space. Then, with a push, he's out, floating free in the void. For 12 minutes, Leonov experiences what no human has before, the unfiltered view of Earth against the backdrop of infinite blackness. But the universe, it seems, likes to test pioneers. Leonov's suit, designed for Earth's gravity, begins to inflate in the vacuum. His gloves balloon, his fingers lose feeling, and he can't re-enter the airlock. Think about it, stranded outside your own spacecraft, the lifeline to Earth a fragile metal thread. Panic? You bet. But Leonov, cool as a cucumber, vents precious oxygen from his suit, risking his life to regain mobility. He finally squeezes back into Voskhod 2, forever etching his name as the first human to conduct a spacewalk. This wasn't just a victory for the Soviets, it was a giant leap for all humankind. It showed that we, fragile beings of flesh and bone, could not only survive, but operate in the deadliest environment imaginable. The Soviets may have snagged the first spacewalk, but the Americans weren't far behind. June 3rd, 1965. Just 3 months after Leonov's adventure and astronaut Ed White becomes the first American to experience the freedom of a spacewalk. Imagine being strapped into a Gemini capsule perched atop a Titan II rocket, the rumble of liftoff shaking you to your core. Then, reaching orbit, the silence descends, more profound than any earthly quiet. That's what White experienced before he ventured out of the Gemini 4 capsule. Equipped with a handheld maneuvering unit, White, tethered to the spacecraft, becomes a human satellite. He describes the experience as the most natural feeling in the world, his words painting a picture of pure joy and wonder. For 21 glorious minutes, White drifts against the canvas of our blue planet, snapping photos, testing his mobility, and reveling in the sheer exhilaration of weightlessness. He even uses his oxygen-powered gun to adjust his trajectory, playfully becoming a human spacecraft. But like all good things, White's time in the void had to end. Reluctantly, he returns to the capsule, his words echoing the bittersweet feeling of leaving paradise. This is the saddest day of my life. White's spacewalk wasn't just about national pride. It was a powerful reminder of the human spirit's response to the universe's grandeur. It showed that even amidst the high-stakes tension of the space race, there was room for awe, for joy, for a moment of pure, unadulterated connection with the cosmos. Spacewalks, as we've learned, are anything but a walk in the park. Early missions revealed a critical challenge, working effectively in microgravity. Enter Gemini 12 and astronaut Buzz Aldrin, a man on a mission to turn cosmic clumsiness into choreographed competence. Imagine the frustration of previous astronauts, their bodies rebelling against the laws of physics they'd always known. Tools drifted away. Simple tasks became Herculean efforts, and fatigue set in quickly. Aldrin, however, had a plan. He championed rigorous underwater training, simulating the weightlessness of space. Hours spent practicing tasks in a massive water tank paid off. During his spacewalk, Aldrin moved with an almost balletic grace, demonstrating that with the right preparation, humans could indeed be effective space mechanics. He installed equipment, photographed stars, and even retrieved a micrometeoroid collector, all while tethered to the Gemini 12 spacecraft. His longest spacewalk clocked in at a record-breaking 5 hours and 30 minutes, proving that extended periods of extravehicular activity were possible. Aldrin's success wasn't just about ticking off tasks on a checklist. It was about pushing the boundaries of human adaptability. He showed that we weren't limited to peering out of windows at the universe. We could step out, get our hands dirty, and truly work within its embrace. The year is 1969. The world is holding its breath. Landing on the moon, once a distant dream, is now tantalizingly close. But before Neil Armstrong could take that one small step, the lunar lander needed a test drive. Enter Apollo 9 and a critical dress rehearsal in Earth orbit. Imagine the pressure on astronauts James McDivitt, David Scott and Russell Schweickart. They were tasked with proving that the lunar module, affectionately dubbed Spider, could perform flawlessly in the unforgiving environment of space. This wasn't just about firing up engines, it was about testing every system crucial for a lunar landing and return. McDivitt and Schweickart, donning their spacesuits, entered Spider and undocked from the command module piloted by Scott. For 6 hours, Spider danced with the command module, simulating the maneuvers required for a lunar rendezvous. Schweickart, tethered to Spider, ventured out, testing the life support backpack that would be crucial on the lunar surface. The success of Apollo 9's spacewalk wasn't about breathtaking visuals or record-breaking durations. It was about meticulous preparation, about ensuring that every bolt, every switch, every system was ready for the ultimate test just a few months away. July 20th, 1969. A date etched in human history. While the world watched with bated breath, Neil Armstrong descended the ladder of the Eagle lunar module and uttered those immortal words. "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." But Armstrong wasn't alone on that desolate, magnificent landscape. Close behind, Buzz Aldrin joined him, and together they embarked on a spacewalk unlike any other. This wasn't just about testing hardware or setting records. This was about exploration, about planting humanity's flag on a celestial body beyond our own. Imagine the crunch of lunar dust beneath their boots. The stark beauty of the grey landscape contrasted against the blackness of space. For 2.5 hours, they moved through this alien world, collecting lunar samples, planting the American flag, and deploying scientific instruments. They even had time for a playful moment, unveiling a plaque on the Eagle's leg which read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." Their every step, every action was beamed back to Earth, captivating the imaginations of millions. The Apollo 11 moonwalk wasn't just a triumph of engineering. It was a testament to the power of human ambition, curiosity, and our innate desire to explore the unknown. May 14th, 1973. America launches Skylab, its first space station, a symbol of ambition and scientific endeavor. But just minutes after liftoff, disaster strikes. A micrometeoroid shield tears away, taking one of Skylab's solar panels with it and jamming the other. The station, starved for power and overheating, hangs in the balance. Imagine the tension at mission control, the weight of expectations suddenly replaced by the fear of catastrophic failure. But giving up wasn't an option. A rescue mission was launched, carrying astronauts Charles Pete Conrad, Joseph Kerwin, and Paul Weitz. They're tasked to perform a series of spacewalks to repair the crippled station. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Failure meant abandoning Skylab, a major setback for the American space program. On May 25th, Conrad and Kerwin ventured out. Imagine the Site 2 figures in bulky spacesuits, dwarfed by the massive wounded station, working tirelessly to deploy a makeshift sunshade and free the jammed solar panel. Their efforts, fueled by ingenuity and sheer grit, were successful. Skylab was saved. Over the following months, the crew would conduct further spacewalks, pushing the boundaries of extravehicular activity and demonstrating that even in the face of setbacks, human ingenuity could prevail. April 12, 1981. A new chapter in space exploration begins as Columbia, the first space shuttle, roars into orbit. This reusable spacecraft promised a new era of accessibility to space, but it also presented new challenges, especially when it came to spacewalks. Imagine the anticipation, the excitement of this new chapter. Gone were the days of single-use capsules. The shuttle was a spaceplane designed to return to Earth and land like an airplane, opening up possibilities for more frequent and ambitious missions. But first, its spacewalk capabilities needed to be put to the test. Enter astronauts John Young and Robert Crippen, the crew of Columbia's maiden voyage, STS-1. While they didn't perform a full spacewalk on this particular mission, their work laid the groundwork for the shuttle's future endeavors. They tested the shuttle's robotic arm, a critical tool for future spacewalks, and evaluated the craft's performance in space. Their efforts paved the way for Story Musgrave and Donald Peterson to conduct the first official shuttle spacewalk on Challenger's STS-6 mission in April 1983. The advent of the space shuttle wasn't just about technological advancement, it was about democratizing access to space. It meant that more astronauts from diverse backgrounds and with specialized skills could contribute to humanity's journey beyond Earth. The Hubble Space Telescope, launched in 1990, promised to revolutionize our understanding of the cosmos, but soon after reaching orbit, a devastating flaw in its mirror threatened to cripple its vision. The solution, a daring rescue mission and a series of spacewalks that would become legendary. Imagine the collective gasp of disappointment from astronomers and space enthusiasts when Hubble's blurry images revealed a fundamental flaw. The telescope, designed to peer deep into the universe, was essentially nearsighted. But NASA refused to let Hubble become an orbiting failure. They assembled a crack team of astronauts for a repair mission aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour in December 1993. The task was monumental: to install corrective optics, essentially giving Hubble glasses. Over 5 grueling spacewalks, astronauts Story Musgrave, Jeffrey Hoffman, Thomas Akers, and Catherine Thornton worked tirelessly, their every move scrutinized by millions on Earth. They replaced gyroscopes, installed new solar panels, and finally attached the corrective optics. The tension during those spacewalks was palpable. Success meant restoring Hubble's vision, failure meant consigning a billion-dollar marvel to a fate of limited scientific return. When Hubble's first images, sharp and clear, arrived back on Earth, the world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The Hubble repair mission wasn't just a triumph for astronomy, it was a testament to the power of human ingenuity and our refusal to accept defeat. It showed that even in the vastness of space, we could reach out and fix our mistakes, ensuring that our quest to understand the cosmos continued. The year is 1997. The Russian space station Mir, a symbol of post-Cold War cooperation, becomes a scene of terror as a fire engulfs the station, threatening the lives of the 6 astronauts on board. Imagine the tranquility of space suddenly shattered by blaring alarms, the acrid smell of smoke filling the station, and the terrifying realization that escape is impossible. Astronauts Vasily Tsibliev, Alexander Lazutkin, and Jerry Lininger from the United States faced a nightmare scenario. The fire, caused by a malfunctioning oxygen canister, raged for 14 agonizing minutes, filling Mir with toxic smoke. Visibility dropped to near zero, making it impossible to locate fire extinguishers or assess the damage. With time running out and oxygen levels plummeting, the crew, struggling to breathe through their emergency masks, managed to extinguish the fire. The station, though heavily damaged, was saved. The Mir fire was a stark reminder of the inherent dangers of space travel, even within the seemingly controlled environment of a space station. It highlighted the importance of fire safety protocols, emergency preparedness, and the incredible resilience of astronauts facing life-threatening situations. The International Space Station, a testament to global cooperation in space, has seen its fair share of challenges. But few were as potentially deadly as the ammonia leak that threatened the station and its crew in 2015. Imagine the silent but deadly threat, an invisible toxic cloud of ammonia escaping from a cooling loop, posing a serious threat to the astronauts on board. The crew, consisting of Commander Butch Wilmore and flight engineers Terry Virts and Samantha Cristoforetti, had to act fast. The leak was detected in the station's American segment, forcing the crew to isolate the affected module and take refuge in the Russian segment. Donning their spacesuits as a precaution, they worked quickly to shut down systems and isolate the leak. The situation was tense. Ammonia, even in small concentrations, is highly toxic. Exposure could lead to respiratory problems, eye irritation, and even death. The astronauts, relying on their training and teamwork, successfully contained the leak and prevented a potential catastrophe. The ammonia leak on the ISS highlighted the critical importance of redundancy in spacecraft design, the need for robust emergency procedures, and the incredible ability of astronauts to remain calm and effective under pressure. Spacewalks, for all their wonder, carry inherent risks, as Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano learned in a terrifying way during a spacewalk outside the International Space Station in 2013. Imagine this: you're performing a routine spacewalk, the Earth a breathtaking backdrop, when you feel a strange sensation at the back of your neck. You reach back and feel water. That's precisely what happened to Parmitano. A malfunction in his spacesuit caused water to leak into his helmet, pooling around his head and covering his eyes and ears. Disoriented and struggling to breathe, Parmitano found himself in a fight for survival. Unable to see clearly or hear his crewmates, he relied on his training and instincts. He carefully maneuvered himself back towards the airlock, his suit's water level rising dangerously high. Inside the station, his crewmates worked quickly to get him safely inside. Parmitano's harrowing experience was a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of space and the importance of reliable life support systems. His composure under duress and the quick thinking of his crewmates averted a potential tragedy. From Alexei Leonov's first tentative steps into the void to the daring repairs on the Hubble Space Telescope, we've witnessed how each spacewalk has pushed the boundaries of human achievement, testing the limits of our courage, ingenuity, and resilience. These pioneers of space, floating in the cosmic ballet, have given us more than just breathtaking views and scientific discoveries. They've shown us what's possible when we dare to dream beyond the confines of our planet. They've inspired generations to look up at the night sky and imagine a future where humanity's reach extends to the stars. Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments which spacewalk resonated with you the most, which tale of daring and discovery ignited your imagination. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from the final frontier.